most of the bigger things we have announced for the show. So, again, there are probably a couple surprises, but generally, we've announced a lot of the bigger titles. 2 hours of stuff, lots of games. It was important for me that we have some extended gameplay sequences for you. We also definitely have some trailers on games. We have some announcements of new things that we haven't talked about in advance that'll be inside of the show as well.
How are we going today, everyone? My name is Rakun. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. We have some brand new Gamescom's updates where Mr. Geoff Keighley, has just teased behind the scenes of tomorrow's Gamescom's Open Night Live. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, Gamescom's Open Night Live is a live streamed event, world premiering of hot upcoming games for the rest of 2020, and I'm pretty sure 2021 as well. Essentially being the same tier as E3, PAX, and BlizzCon. But of course, due to the world's current state, they are going to have to do it digitally through livestream. According to the description, it will start on the following times as shown on screen here: 8 PM CEST, 2 PM ET, and 11 AM PT. But I'm thinking the pre-show starts 30 minutes earlier, so therefore, to me, the overall show would start at 3:30 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time. As you guys know, this is a Bayonetta 3 oriented channel, so I'll be focusing on that franchise. Bayonetta 3 was almost revealed 1,000 days ago in the 2017 Game Awards. Now, what struck me was Game Awards is hosting Gamescom this year. It may not be Game Awards 2020, but there still is a possibility that Bayonetta 3 could finally be released as a trailer in this live showcase. In the previous video, we talked about a tweet made by Crazy Gal, to which Hideki Kamiya replied to, "Please wait a little longer." Now, that was only around 2 days ago. Was he really referring to Gamescom's Opening Night Live? We haven't heard of any kind of news of a general direct, but only the supposed 28th of August rumors. This would mean the two shows would clash and potentially break the internet. In terms of a business standpoint, this would hype up the market, and Nintendo and Gamescom would essentially go hand in hand. I'll put a link in the description below of the partners that Gamescoms have, but just warning you, Platinum Games and Nintendo are not on that list. I repeat, Platinum Games and Nintendo are not on that list. Who is on that list, however, is Sega and Sega Europe, which, if I'm not mistaken, is still a publisher of Bayonetta 3 and the original publisher of Bayonetta 1. Now, Geoff Keighley and the Game Awards have already teased Scarlet Nexus in the pre-show, as well as revealed a LEGO Star Wars and Ratchet & Clank game. Now, of course, I have my doubts with Bayonetta 3 being in this showcase. It has been a recurring thing in 2020, but remember, hopes high and expectations low. Mr. Keighley also stated that he believed that this was going to be an E3 type of event where it was like a big moment where everything would come together.
You know, everyone wanted like a big moment of everything coming together similar to an E3, and that.
I think it's really great that they have the mini directs and the indie directs in. That way they can push all third-party and independent games on those formats and use shows like Gamescom or Game Awards to showcase the big fish that we've all been waiting for. There are over 30 games that are going to be revealed and shown in this showcase, so fingers crossed that Nintendo gets a nice chunk of that spotlight. Of course, Bayonetta 3, Breath of the Wild 2, Mario 3D All-Stars, Metroid Prime 4, you name it. Remember to make sure that your expectations are low for this live event, but all I'm saying is that Platinum Games, Nintendo, and Sega, this is your opportunity to showcase these games, as you've been getting some pretty solid hate for these mini directs. Now, before you comment that there won't be any Nintendo games at this live event, Astral Chain was revealed in last year's Gamescom 2019, as well as Link's Awakening. So it just makes me super hyped that Bayonetta 3's trailer could finally be here. We've got so many clues, so many hints telling us that this game is finally going to be shown on the big screen. I love how Mr. Keighley jokes about how Grand Theft Auto 6 or Half-Life 3 are the common games that people are hyped up about, and he's clarified that they will not show those games in Gamescom 2020. That tells us even more that Bayonetta 3 could finally be shown. If he mentioned Bayonetta 3 within that GTA 6 and Half-Life 3 stuff and said that it won't be in the show, then my hype for it would suddenly go down. Remember, Bayonetta is a small franchise compared to bigger fish like GTA or COD or Legend of Zelda, but it still is a mysteriously hyped up game that every Nintendo fan knows at the back of their head. Here's my theory. I'm pretty sure Bayonetta 3 was starting to become like the Half-Life 3 of Nintendo. Nintendo and Platinum Games are going to be saying, "Remember us, we're being hosted by the same company," referring to Game Awards. Now, I just had this commenter, Tyler Clark, who agreed with me about Grade Delisle's inactivity for Bayonetta 3. They mentioned that the Bayonetta 2 trailer had its voice acting lines basically ripped from Bayonetta 1, so that means they made enough gameplay footage and cinematics without the need for new voice acting at the time. So it is is possible for a Bayonetta 3 trailer to drop even if Miss Delisle or Miss Taylor haven't completed their roles in Bayonetta 3. If you do want to join us for that live stream, I'll be watching it live here on my YouTube channel and you can watch it with me. It will be tomorrow, Friday the 28th of August at 3 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to start 30 minutes earlier than the pre-show so I can talk to you guys, we can have a little bit of fun. For most US and UK viewers, that will be on a Thursday on the 27th of August, but I'll put a time zone converter in the description below just in case. Gamescom's Opening Night Live 2020 will be live streaming on the following times. Again, 8 PM CEST, 2 PM ET, and 11 AM PT. So you can head to RakuNext if you do want to watch it with the rest of us. Remember to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you do not miss our live stream together. I'm Rakun, and happy theorizing.